Carroll Dale's Pro Bowl helmet where they spray painted right over the original Packer G. He left from the Super Bowl I, and flew right to the Pro Bowl. So this thing is from the late 1930s, 1940. That's a sideline coach. So it's just an endless thing when it comes down to it. It will never be complete unless I happen to acquire the Packer Hall of Fame, which I thought I was in. Last year I was a finalist for the Packer Hall of Fame. Behind you is one of two remaining Ice Bowl benches. Everything was carried out of that stadium after that game, and that big Packer helmet was on the sideline around the fence. That's the actual goal line marker from the Ice Bowl. Bart owned part owner in a shoe store called Just for Feet. And I'd go in there, and they had these things on bases, probably 4 foot tall. So you'd look up at him, you'd look up at Muhammad Ali, Babe Ruth. They had a famous sculptor do these. These are cast statues. They're like 10 grand a piece. So in the Wall Street Journal, that Just for Feet closed down, and they're doing liquidation. And I'm like, oh my God. So I get my secretary on the phone calling every Just for Feet. I found one in Norman, Oklahoma. So, you're standing on the end zone, the P from the Super Bowl 45. I managed to buy that. Nick Collins intercepted the winning touchdown for the Packers. I was in the end zone. I'm going to get that P. And so I made some phone calls to the NFL and to the Cowboys groundkeeping crew, and they told me how to track down how to get this thing. In here I've got some great, those are Player of the Year trophies from 62 and 68, Ray Nitschke and Paul Hornung. That's a great trophy that was given to Vince Lombardi after Green Bay's first winning season in 15 years. They were so excited that they gave him a trophy. If you're a shareholder, you can buy a Super Bowl ring when they win. So who's going to turn that down? Yeah, this is Ray Nitschke's 1968 player contract. He was being paid $33,000 a year, and this is a year that he was got the MVP trophy. And the coolest thing, obviously, well, outside of having us, it talks about that he's going to get a $1,500 bonus if they win 10 games, and $1,500 more if they win the Western Conference Championship. And here it is, signed by Vince Lombardi and Ray Nitschke, and the hair's standing up on my arms. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, that was his hand was there. So white boots, leather boots, were very hard to come by because of the war. Everything was being used for the war. Well, the soldiers found out about a Great Lakes Naval base, and they got some white boots up. And there's my mom. She's wearing a white majorette outfit, white boots. They're in the end zone waiting to go out for halftime. Crappy day, just, not raining, but there was mud on the ground. Well, here comes this receiver, lays out for the ball, slides into this puddle, mud, water all over my mom in her white outfit and her shoes. And I said, "Oh, you must have been so upset." She said, "Glenn, it was Don Hudson. What was I supposed to say?"